Hi guys, how is everyone doing? It's Ola here. I wanted to come on real quick to tell you guys more about how you can sell and how you can get more people to know more about what you do in the group. Those are applicable to this group and as well to like any other groups that you might be in. Um, how to sell and get people to know more about what you do without actually being salesy because nobody likes a salesy person. So, having said that, for those of you who actually don't know, my name is Ola Aris. I'm part of the admin that governs this Facebook group, and I am also a sales and marketing specialist. So, this is what I do for a living, and it's just I thought I should come on here and just tell you guys a little bit more about it because then everyone can actually benefit from that. So basically, when you are wanting to sell people and you want people to know more about what you do and what your services are, so that down the lane, if they or maybe right now, if they are looking for those services, they can come to you and then you can offer them those services, which is great, awesome. You have to bear in mind that people love to buy, but nobody loves to be sold. So, in a case whereby you just come onto a group and you just post about what you do and what your services are. Let's say maybe, for example, you do digital marketing, and then you just say, "Here, I do digital marketing. Just this is my WhatsApp number, or this is my Facebook page, or whatever the case may be." There's a call to action, and you just put that on there, and you expect people to actually contact you and reach out to you and say, "Oh, I saw that you actually do digital marketing, and I wanted to like reach out to you." I mean, if you've been doing that, it doesn't work. And why doesn't it work? It's because people love to do business with people that they know and they trust. Okay, think about it yourself. The last time that you actually went to get a phone on contract, or you bought a phone, or you went to a grocery store or whatever, it's because you already know that retailer and you've got a relationship with them. You trust them, whether you know it consciously or subconsciously, right? So in the light of that, what you want to do in Facebook groups or in social selling basically is that you want people to know more about what you do by you building trust with people. And how do you do that? By providing value. Let's say in the case of like the digital marketing example that we used earlier, we could say, okay, if you want to increase your sale from 50% to 100% or 80%, here are some things that you need to know that you have on your website. Do you have a landing page, or do you have like a conversion thing? Forgive me, guys, I'm not a digital marketer, but I'm just trying to explain as best as I can. Yeah, so you're providing value for people to know that, what, if you're in business now, these are the reasons why you need digital marketing, because you could be leaving so much money on the table. And because people are just programmed into that way to think, what's in it for me? The moment they're able to read that and then they say, oh, you know what, this actually is really good for me because, I've got some sales right now, but I don't have as much sales that I could be having because I know people are doing much more out there. So you post that post the first time, even if the person, maybe they're busy whilst they're scrolling that day and they didn't get to it, and then maybe the next week or the next day you posted something relating to that, it's already building up in that person's mind, in their subconscious, that you are the go-to person, okay, for that particular subject, which in this case is digital marketing. And so because you're putting out so much good content, they keep reading that, and they keep, in some cases you get people who actually are quick action takers, and they will go take action on those things, and they will say that, oh my goodness, this actually really works, and you become that expert to them. So eventually when they need to have the real thing, it puts you in the perfect position to upsell them, because now they've got a good relationship with you, even though they've never met you or anything like that, but they've been in a particular group, and they've seen like all the contents that you put out, and then they know that it's gold. So there's just that level of trust. So that's the first part, guys. And the second part, I just wrote down a couple of things down here. So if I keep looking down, that's the reason as to why I'm looking down. Yeah. So the second thing also is that you can get your services known and what you do, your goods, your services known in a more strategic way. Say, for example, one of the ways is like, whenever we add new members onto the group, it will say, introduce yourself. That's a perfect opportunity for you to actually pitch yourself without actually, adding value to anyone or doing anything. You could just like make an intro video or make an intro post to say, oh, my name is Ola and I'm in sales and marketing, and I'm excited to join this group because I'm looking to learn this and learn that and add value here and do that and do that. Anyway, the thing is, it gives you such a good opportunity for you to actually be able to present what your services are and what your products are. And also with that, you can sneak your job description into intro videos that people make. So like, let's say maybe someone made an intro video or they made a post, and then you go, oh, nice to meet you, welcome to the to the group. And the way that I would normally do it is that if you go on my Facebook page, it will say the ticket closer or salesperson or something. I'm not exactly sure what it says, but it definitely does say what I do for a living. So on your Facebook page, you can actually do something like that, so that whenever you make a comment, then people can just see that Ola Aris commented on this. It's just Ola Aris ticket closer. So then that way people just know every time you comment, it's like putting an ad out there for yourself, because then you comment on something, someone can already see what it is that you do. Yeah, so that's the second part, guys. Yeah, the third part I've kind of like mentioned now, actually, which is like being the first person to comment. Guys, when someone posts something on and they, maybe they're looking for something, or they have a question, they're not clear about something, and it's your area of expertise, be that person who jumps in and actually, like, oh yeah, you know what, you could actually do it this way, you could do it that way, you could do it that way. Because what happens again is that you're building trust with this person. So eventually when they're ready to buy, they're going to come to you. Or maybe it's not even them. Maybe it's going to be somebody in their family or somebody in another group that they're in. Or maybe it's a colleague of theirs. They are going to remember that, because you always, whenever they need help, you're the first person that, there's actually commenting on their stuff. Yeah, and even if maybe it's not your area of expertise, say for example, lead generation is not my area of expertise, but I know Russell Brunson is like really awesome at this, right? So I could link Russell Brunson's thing there, because it's not my area of expertise, but it is area of expertise. I'll put it there because it helps the other person. And so if that thing eventually helps that person, they connect me as the point of help, on that, and they definitely do remember that. Yeah, so share your knowledge and your expertise. I already mentioned that. If you're really good at something and that's what you do, share your knowledge, share your expertise. For example, like what I'm doing now, I'm sharing my knowledge and my expertise with you, which is in sales, and I know that people do not like to buy when you are being salesy to them, because they just don't like to be sold. So I'm sharing my expertise with you now. And then what happens is that, if you have any other question regarding this and saying that, oh, you know what, but what if it's this way and what if it's that, when you have some questions on this, what you're going to reference it on is, oh, Ola did mention something like this. Let me see if I can ask Ola. You see how that places you into like that help mode, and people think of you as that person that they want to go to, because you've already been making content on this already. So yeah. The last one is to be an active participant in whatever groups that you're in. Don't just be like someone who is watching, because there's nothing wrong with watching, but it's always nice to participate and give your inputs, give your insights. and then because the more regular you're posting and it's also about that building that trust because people already are used to seeing your face in the group. And there are a couple of people in the group that's actually like really good at this. I'm not going to mention names because I'm not trying to be biased, but I just wanted to put that out there. So yeah, and those ones don't really have like they weren't really points, it's just more like extras, getting to the point when you're making a point, go straight to the point, don't like swim all around and then like people lose interest because we are in this day and age where people have like the memory of a goldfish, basically, according to something I read. I don't know where, guys, but that wasn't me. And yeah, so that's basically it, guys, because nobody really cares about what you sell or what your services are until they know it's going to do something for them. So you want it, whenever you're pitching people, you want them to know that this is what this is going to do for you. So for example, I'm a person who makes logo, for example. I'm going to tell you all about branding and why it's important, case studies, and reasons as to why you need branding in your business, me adding value in the form of valuable information, to whoever my ideal client is that is in the group or that is in like any other social media platform. So yeah, and speaking in languages that everybody can relate to, because not everybody can speak all the languages. I speak two, three languages, but after that, that's it. I speak English, I speak Yoruba, and I speak a little bit of Francais. And yeah, and if it's like outside of that, then I don't know what is going on. But bearing that in mind, I'm sure that some other people in the group, probably speak, Francais or Spanish or whatever, and you don't want to write your post in a language that people don't understand because then they can't relate to it. Then it's not really doing anyone. It's not adding so much value to anyone except maybe they translate it, of course. But then you don't want to lose that window of attention that you got. I've been ranting on for a while, guys. That is my 2 cents. And just before I go, I wanted to let you guys know that going forward, we are in an effort to actually get everyone, noticed in the group. We are going to be launching a couple of series in which you can actually come on a live interview like chat or something with me or anybody else in the group, to discuss about what your area of expertise is and how it can actually help people. So what that does is that it really helps you to like, get people who definitely watch those videos. So it actually acts as a good point of reference for you to build that expertise and let people know more about your services. So that's it from me, guys. I've been ranting on for 13 minutes. I think it's time for me to get up. Enjoy the rest of your day and do have a productive week ahead. Bye.